Yo, 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 is this thing on? We live?
We live.
Let's get it. Let's get it. Hey, it's your boy Biggs. Happy to be with y'all today. Y'all already know what time it is. Y'all are rocking with the few. I'm going to be your host for today. I'm going to give my brother a chance to introduce himself.
You already know it's the Pantangely anti-poverty pimpin'. It's your boy Frankie Five Aces back in the building.
Let's go. And look, we got a crazy video for today, man. Something we found online on the interwebs. It's been going viral. So we thought that we should touch on it, right? Just to highlight that, the world is changing, man. And y'all let's see what we mean after you see the video. So with that said, Frankie, you can go ahead and get the video started.
It suspended an employee who works at DFW Airport, and police are now investigating after an argument with a traveler got out of control.
Don't put my hands on me.
Airport police were not on the scene while that fight was happening. They took a report based on the accounts of the people involved, plus witnesses who recorded the video. This apparently started over a problem with seating on a flight. Fox 4's Peyton Yeager joins us now with more. Peyton.
I'm gonna just pause it right there.
No one was taken.
Bro. You can go ahead and pause that, bro. You can go ahead and pause that. Hey, listen, let me ask you something though, because I know you fly a lot. Have you ever flown Spirit?
I have flown Spirit before.
Man, look.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have to ask you about your experience with Spirit. But I've never flown with them, but literally every time I hear about somebody getting kicked or thrown off a plane for being ratchet or insubordinate or like there's some sort of fight, it never fails. It's always Spirit, It's always Spirit. But what's been your experience flying Spirit?
It was bad, but for different reasons. It's just their planes are so small. Just because of family ties, I usually fly Delta. And you'll see some ratchet shit on Delta too. Like, I ain't gonna hold you. Delta is also kind of considered a ratchet airlines. So you'll see some crazy stuff on Delta. I've never personally witnessed anything like that. But yeah, I know Spirit definitely has that reputation.
Yes.
It just has that kind of, I don't know, it kind of reminds me of Soul Plane, if you remember that movie.
You say,
It's just the airlines where it all goes down.
Oh man, no, 100%. Like, it probably smell like all kinds of loud on that joint. All kinds of BBL action going. You know what I mean? People riding no seat belts. Probably got the windows open. You know what I mean? Just doing everything that you're not supposed to do. Phone's not on airplane mode. Just doing all the things that you're not supposed to do, bro. But yeah, man, this is definitely something that's becoming commonplace. Like, dudes are not dealing with women putting their hands on them anymore. And I can't really say whether that's a good or a bad thing. I've never put my hands on a female, nor would I ever, but at the same time, like, ladies, y'all gotta be smarter. Times are changing, one, and then two, I mean, you can't hit your hands on a dude that works at a Spirit. Or places like your Walmarts or your McDonald's or your Popeyes. Now, I'm not going to say they don't have anything to lose, but it just seems like people that work at these types of places don't be caring, bro, at all. I don't know. What are your thoughts?
Man, I totally agree, man. My man was ready to risk it all. And
from the rip. From the rip, bro. He was not having it.
Yeah, he was getting at her like she was a quarterback or some shit. I was astounded.
Like Aaron Donald out there, bro.
Word.
Getting around the O-line, man. Yeah, that was crazy. That was hilarious, yo.
It was actually interesting that she waited until some other man got in between them two and then really tried to go for the slap, And then once he exploded into rage, she ran for her life.
Bro. Listen, because at the end of the day, deep down, I think women know what men are capable of, but it's been going on for so long, right? Like, where men have allowed for it to happen, and I mean, for good reason. I mean, as long as it don't go too far, we're able to inflict a lot more damage on them. So I think that is reasonable to expect a man to just kind of let it rock and say, all right, you know what, man, I'm gonna walk this off, or I'm gonna get my cousin to beat your ass or something like that, as opposed to us going and knocking a woman's head off, and then potentially killing her, so yeah, man, crazy.
Word.
into custody. Both parties involved were interviewed and released at the scene yesterday. So far, no one has been officially charged. DFW Airport Police say the investigation is ongoing.
Don't put my hands on me.
It's a video that's now been viewed by millions.
Bro. And the thing is, man, like she hit him, but like she could have hit him harder. You know what I mean? I think it was just one of those things where she was caught up in a moment. Like she wasn't necessarily trying to hurt him, but she definitely got disrespectful with it. And my man, bro, like, you know, and I kudos to the guy that tried to stand in between, but my man hit him with the juke spin, got around him. Hold on, yeah, bro. Run that back, please.
My man said, "Get off of me."
Yo, hold on. Did this hat stay on the whole time, bro?
It's a video that's now been viewed by millions. A violent incident between a now suspended Spirit Airline.
I didn't even see that, Joel. He really conked her. Like,
yeah, he did. Man, that's the thing.
Between a now suspended and supervisor.
Yeah, man. Like he don't mess with them Spirit employees, man. He hit you with that Spirit bomb, man. He conked her, bro. Something crazy. Oh man.
Word.
And a traveler. Video shows them both on the ground shortly after she yelled a series.
My man barrel rolled after it.
It was at this moment she knew she fucked up.
Series of homophobic.
You can see like her hair shake. Like,
I mean, it's not funny, but damn.
I feel like it just escalated really. You know, if you look at all the footage, you can see like they were kind of invading each other's space, making like, you know, aggressive gestures and being, you know, really like in each other's face. Like,
yeah, I mean, I wonder exactly what happened, like how it started. You know what I mean? Like, was she ice grilling my man? And he was like, "Yo, like this Spirit, man, we don't play those games over here."
You know, there's a lot of tension though with like when you're trying to get somewhere and like not police, but like airplane security, airplane employee, or like airport employees.
Yeah, it's
like,
a pain in the ass, bro.
It's kind of a thing. So
that's why like people love traveling. Like I really don't like traveling for that reason, man. Like, you know, I mean, I like to go to different places and everything, but the whole process is just like it turns you off from even wanting to do something like that, you know?
Word. I feel that. And yeah, I'm sure. People always do kind of look pissed off at the airports. People miss their flights.
Not like facts, bro. Facts.
You know, people flying standby and like miss a flight or something like that, or people getting caught up. So I could totally see how something like this happened. I just don't know why there wasn't like, you know, it was crazy. It looked like people really let it happen too. Just like a few people kind of was able to calm down the situation.
Blurs at him.
See, like they was doing probably yapping at each other like this for a while.
Okay, so this is before.
This was before. This was before, yeah. So
inside DFW International Airport on Thursday.
Like, I'm at the Panda Express and we just hear yelling, and I drop my food. I run over, and my instinct is just to pull out the camera and start recording.
Professional photographer Thomas Shannon is the
crazy. Pause that, bro. His instinct was not to go and de-escalate the situation and protect the woman and calm the guy down. It was to pull his phone out, man, which is crazy. You know, that's a shame. That's really that's the age that we're in, man. Like, you see somebody, look, what if you pulled out a weapon? You know what I mean? Like, as opposed to you going over and de-escalating the situation and potentially saving someone's life, you pull out your phone, and now, you know, you got the latest World Star video of somebody like possibly losing their lives or, you know, just getting hurt really badly, man. Like, I hate the way that people are. Like, I am beyond the point of losing faith in humanity. Like, I've lost faith. It's gone. It's gone.
Person behind the camera who is unsure at this point what sparked the argument.
Does it matter to you that he's a professional photographer?
No, nigga, no, man. Absolutely not. Hell no. At the end of the day, like, you're still a human. You understand what I'm saying? Like, that's not a photo op. That's not a time where you take a picture to hang up on a frame, or I don't know. sell at some sort of convention. You know, like this is like these are people's lives here. You know, they're causing a disturbance to, you know, those around them. I mean, if you're there and, you know, you see things escalating and you can kind of step in the beginning to prevent it from getting out of hand, which it did, then like, I think that's just the right thing to do, regardless of what your profession is. Like, don't look at it as an opportunity to capitalize. Like, I don't know, maybe I'm just being, you know, altruistic or something, man. Maybe I don't know. I wouldn't have handled it like that, or at least I would like to think that I wouldn't have. You know, I mean, look, I'm gonna be real, bro. I would have recorded some of it, but I would have definitely like tried to de-escalate it too, though. But that's me. Yeah, I don't know. What would you do in that situation? You pulling up your phone, you chilling, kicking your leg, your feet up?
I would. It was actually in college. They had like a presentation about this, about if you see harassment on the street, like what kind of stuff should you do? You know, as opposed to like directly getting involved, but like other strategies, like maybe talking to other people that are there to like maybe, you know, get co-conspirators against the aggressors, or contacting police, or using your voice and commands to try to de-escalate the situation. But basically to do it in like a smart way that actually will de-escalate it, as opposed to like you actually physically getting involved, and now it's even more escalated. So it's kind of like I guess the asps, you know, if you don't have the attitude, the skills, and the plan, then you should just comply, because you could really get killed for something like that. So,
look, let me ask you something, right? Something that just came to mind. Are those both like minorities or black people? Like, is she just like a light-skinned lady, or is she white?
I believe she's
or like Hispanic, Spanish, or something like that.
I feel like she might be Hispanic. That's my guess. It's kind of hard to tell.
Now, I mean, we don't know, right? But do you think that his reaction might have been a little different if it was a white lady, maybe an elderly woman, or a young blonde that was in that situation with a black man?
Would he have responded the same way?
You think that he would have responded the same way?
You know, I could kind of picture this going down with like some, so, you know, yeah, like a blonde. Yeah, it's hard to picture, right? Because it's like the way our culture, like it's very has cultural undertones. Like even the way they kind of, you know, were trying to intimidate each other.
Yeah, I mean, but look, man, white women do it all the time. I mean, maybe she did a little bit differently, you know, or she would have been, you know, rolling her neck all crazy, you know, doing all that, snapping her fingers. But
she slapped. I think he would slap back. Yeah, like it's some people like.
No, I'm talking about the guy actually recording the video. Like, do you think that?
Totally different question.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think this nigga's trying to get a check, dog. Like, he don't care.
All right. So you don't think that if it was an older white lady, right, in her 50s, 60s, you know, 70s? Even,
oh no, that's sacred to them, I guess. So
right, but what makes this situation or this scenario any different? Is it like, oh, she can handle herself?
Yeah, like respect for the elder. Really, that's like the only thing I can really think of that would probably make this guy like, all right, this can't go down before me, like, you know.
Yeah, before I get this check.
Yeah, because if he's a photographer, then yeah, he would probably sold the footage to somebody to get money off of it. You know?
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, look, talk about being at the right place at the right time, right?
Well, you just gotta be always on go mode. That's
always prepared. Stay ready. You gotta get ready.
He was like, my instinct was just to get up and record. Like, yeah, he said he dropped his food. Like, I think he said something like that. He just stopped everything and just was like,
oh man,
what's going on? I have to record it. Like,
man.
How do we get here? Why do people think this is okay?
According to a DFW police incident report released Friday, the female passenger from Fort Worth became angry during the boarding process. The Spirit employee told airport police the woman got off the plane complaining there wasn't a seat for her. He says he asked the woman to get in line with the gate agent, But witnesses say the woman cut in front of others and became uncooperative. It escalated further when police say the supervisor tried to take her boarding pass.
You're in my personal space.
Another passenger tried to separate the two. The woman is seen reaching around a few times, hitting the employee in the face. That's when he rushed her. They both fell to the ground. Police say she fell while attempting to run after hitting him, tripping over a chair. Once they got up, the employee puts his hands on the woman.
Don't you ever put your hands on me.
She, was verbally assaulting him, physically assaulting him, and he just snapped.
The woman told police she didn't do anything, and the employee pushed her for no reason before the cameras rolled. Police spoke with both of them after the incident. There was no security present. The officer who filled out the report suggested the woman's injuries came from the moment she fell over the chair. In the initial report, police determined the traveler was the aggressor and may have committed assault.
Out of the 10 years that I've been traveling professionally, I've never seen that.
We reached out to both parties involved. The employee did not answer. The woman answered. She tells me that she's hired an attorney and maintains that the Spirit Airlines employee was the aggressor, but it was not captured on video. Spirit Airlines released a statement and says it's cooperating with local law enforcement and does not tolerate violence of any kind.
Bro, everything was literally captured on video. Like, what is she talking about?
Her and her attorney, they out there on a dummy mission, but I guess you got to try because
for sure.
But yeah, that's wild, unbelievable.
Yeah, nah, man. I mean, do you have anything else to say as far as that video goes?
Man, people gotta keep their hands on themselves, man. That's a fact.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much. Yeah, keep your hands on yourselves, ladies, and if you must, put your hands on the dude. Don't do it at a Popeyes or a Walmart or McDonald's, Spirit Airlines, any fast food places. Anywhere where a person is making under 50 grand a year, I just feel like they don't really care about their jobs. They're clearly willing to risk it all. Pretty much all I have to say about that topic. So with that said, we can go.
Wait, one last thing, actually.
Oh,
fun fact for those looking at the tickers. JetBlue is actually going to acquire Spirit Airlines. So I don't know if they'll keep the brand, but maybe not be another, Spirit.
Is JetBlue a good one? Are they
They're acquiring them.
Yeah, I mean, well, hopefully it, they change the quality of the experience. Riding with Spirit. They do something to maybe rebrand it or something like that because, yeah, it's looking bad for Spirit. I mean, people still fly though because it's cheap. Like people aren't going to stop flying Spirit. But yeah. So you guys know, JetBlue is going to be acquiring Spirit. Hopefully that's good. And we can go ahead to the next video, Frank.
Student by playing Fortnite with him before sexually assaulting him for years.
A judge sentenced Marca Bodine to 60 days.
Well,
Teacher befriends a student by playing Fortnite with him before sexually assaulting him for years.
A judge sentenced Marca Bodine to 60 days in jail.
The
and 2 years
Fortnite
probation
freak,
today.
bro.
The DA's office is furious because they wanted her in jail for 40 years.
And all new tonight at 10, ABC 13's Brianna Connor is digging into this unusually and surprising light sentence. Brianna, makes sense of all of this for her.
Yo, this is disgusting.
Nah, it really is, man. And just to give the audience a little bit of a backstory, right? Apparently, this lady here, she's a teacher. She logged on a Fortnite or played it. I don't know exactly how these kids play Fortnite. I don't know if you log on or you just, play it on your PlayStation or whatever. But basically, she's on there to, basically bag one of her students. And she's been sleeping with one of her students, which is crazy. It's pretty much the gist of the story.
several people out there really shocked about this. I did speak with a couple experts tonight. No one is excusing this illegal and predatory behavior, but I'm told there were several things that went into Judge George Glass's decision on a sentence intended to provide justice for the victim and discourage this former teacher from doing anything like this ever again.
I wonder what factors came into play.
What could it possibly be?
What could it possibly have been? I wonder. You can go ahead and play the video.
I asked for a minimum of 20.
A Harris County prosecutor pushed for Marka Bodine to receive at least 2 decades in jail as punishment for a predatory and sexual relationship she engaged in with a student when she worked at Tomball Intermediate School. During the hearing, the court heard from the victim, his parent, and Bodine's doctor.
I think no small part of an explanation for this sentence may lie in any psychological information they provided to the court.
Criminal defense attorney Christopher Downey says the judge had to take that testimony into account, along with how likely she is to reoffend. Other societal factors may have also been at play.
Other societal factors.
There it is. I would love for them to go into that. Other societal factors.
By all accounts, this is an unusual outcome. And I'm sure that the gender of the person on trial, the fact that this was a woman,
based
accused of having sex with a young boy, that's going to factor into it as well.
He left the white part out. I don't like that. But I give him some props.
Says typically no punishment is ever enough.
Many people believe that once they hear the sentence, they're going to be relieved or they're going to feel justified. And then most often they are let down because they just don't feel like enough was done.
Bodine used video games and texting to lure in her 13-year-old victim before trading explicit pictures and videos. Court documents show that eventually led to rape over a 3-year period. For those crimes, she will spend 10 years on probation, register as a sex offender, receive therapy, and spend 60 days at some point in jail.
The perpetrator
60 days
at some point.
Perpetrators that are the smartest and the most successful look like you and me. They don't look like a stranger in the bushes or what we're brought up to believe. They look like someone that we would trust, which is why we do trust them.
In Houston, I'm Brianna.
What she mean look like you and me? I don't look like you.
Exactly. I mean, you know who she was talking to, though.
Hunter, ABC 13 Eyewitness News.
Yeah, man. Look, the double standard, I mean, what do you expect? You know, she's only getting a couple of months in probation when in reality she could have got up to 40, and the attorney was asking that she got at least 20. But I mean, I guess those 40-year sentences for a crime like this is reserved for, you know, a different type of people, right? What was the term that they used? You know, societal factors. So a different type of person within society, right? But with that said, I mean, how much time do you think she deserves, man? We gonna play judge. You judge Frank. How much time do you give it?
I think 25 to 30 is kind of fair.
25 to 30 years?
That's my first guess, yeah.
Ooh.
Because think about the type of, and this is not knowing nothing about her, I guess, and if, you know, what she gets into, but, you know, to be a teacher, I think, to be an educator and use that to, you know, violate innocent boys, like I feel like that's pretty, that's kind of sick, like, and
I agree.
You know,
yeah, he's only 13. I can see if
or you know, like exiler or something. Like you can't be around here. Like you got go restart your life somewhere else and try to, you know, I guess, you know, get some help or something. You know,
try to redeem yourself somewhere else.
You know, yeah, no, that's some cultures. That's what they do, and like they'll shun people for stuff like that. So, and that's supposed to be somewhat remedial. But I mean, jail as punishment is actually just weird. Your exclamation made me realize, like, damn, that is a long ass time 25
Yeah.
and 30. That is
25
very
to
long.
30 years. Because I mean, me, if you're gonna ask how much time I would give her, man, I would say maybe 10 to 15. Just because about how young he is. Like, he is 13 years old. Like, I mean, look, I know how my mind was when I was 13, man. You know, I know how most boys think when they're 13. So whether he's having sex with his teacher or, I don't know, getting it from a kid his age, either way he's getting some sex. But I think that she deserves the time because she knows better. She is a lot older. You know, there's obviously that power dynamic, right? You know, she used her power, and basically like just her smarts and her intelligence. You know, he doesn't have a developed mind. You know, because if I'm a parent and I see, you know, my kid playing online with an adult, you know, my radar instantly goes off like, yo, what is this grown ass person doing playing with a bunch of kids? You know, my predator alert, my pervert alert instantly sounds off. So yeah, just for the fact that, you know, she infiltrated and basically violated and took advantage. Yeah, she definitely deserves time. You know, definitely more time than they gave her. That 2 months, that bullshit.
Word. And it's crazy because you know, I looked this up a little bit, and you know, it seems like the amount of time that people get for this type of stuff varies across states. Like some states apparently are pretty lenient on this. But I saw somebody get 10 years in Florida. He was a male though, so maybe that has something to do with it. But I think even you know, just from a quick Google search, couple of actually mostly women, it's like hard to find a male teacher that there's reports of this happening to or of doing this. And now the women folk, they was getting some of them was getting books. So
oh really? So they were?
Yeah. So I don't know what's really behind it, but a lot of people did get slaps on the wrist though too. Like more, I was surprised both ways.
Oh, so there were guys who also got slaps on the wrist, or did you find that was like disproportionately woman?
Nah, I think every guy I saw, he got some time. It wasn't no 60 days at some point. Like,
got it. So they're more lenient on the woman. I mean, that's expected. And look, I do think that a guy in a situation would deserve more time at 25 to 30 years too. At the end of the day, you know, double standards do exist, and in this scenario, definitely. I mean, you know,
well, you would give a man more time.
I would, bro.
Oh, dig into that.
Yeah, look, a little girl. I just think their minds work a little differently than little boys, man. Like, I don't, and this could be wrong, right? Like maybe this is me being, I don't know, sexist or something like that. But I just, when I see a little girl, man, that's not what I think about, and I just don't remember girls our age really being into that sort of thing. It was mainly the guys going around, you know, that's when the testosterone starts to kick in, and you know, you become a little hornball. So again, that's why for the lady, I'm like, well, I know I don't know how you were when you were 13, bro, but I know how I was when I was 13, and I was, man, you know, I was trying to look. If I could have got my teacher, and I had some bad teachers back in the day, trust me, there wouldn't have had to been no sort of Fortnite infiltration, any sort of convincing. Like, no, what time we're at? Let me know. Let's get it. You know. You want to teach me more than math today? I'm with it. You know what I mean? I'm trying to learn more than some language arts, you know? But yeah, I do think that, you know, in situations like this, that men deserve more time. You disagree?
No, that sounds right. I mean, because it's different to violate a little girl than it is to you know, violate a little boy.
It just is, man. I'm sorry.
Maybe it would affect them in different ways. You know, that would affect how they develop in different ways. So, no, that makes sense. It's an interesting way to think about the punitive reasoning for this type of crime.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I'm sure they factored that into. I mean, you know, societal factors, right? I would think
societal factors.
Yeah, that's societal factor. She's a female. I'm sure that race played into it too. Come on, let's be real. But But yeah, I mean that's pretty much what I have to say about this one here, man. You know, I instantly thought about like the R. Kelly situation, but I mean that one's so wild. Like he's locking bitches up in attics and like no access to phones and feeding them. Like, you know, I think he had like designated times where he was like feeding them. It's crazy. So his situation is much worse than a situation like this. But yeah, bro, that's wild, man. Any last words before we go over to the next and last topic?
Nah, I'm trying to show you this last topic, man. You may have heard of this story, so let's see if it jogs your memory.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm a social media influencer covered in blood after police say she stabbed her boyfriend to death.
And days after the killing, she's not yet facing any charges. And the victim's family wants answers. Local 10's Joseph Ojo, live in Miami with the latest on the investigation. Joseph.
Oh wait, did they say she wasn't facing
Louis in the story?
Nah. That's exactly what they said. Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here! All right,
Is getting national attention. Was this killing self-defense or not? The family of that man say they don't believe so, and they want to see that Instagram model arrested. Family members of 27-year-old Christian Obumseli searching for answers after his girlfriend, 25-year-old Courtney Clenny, stabbed him to death.
I do believe she is the killer, and she does need to be arrested.
Video from TMZ showing a bloody Clenny moments after the IG model killed Obumseli inside their Miami apartment. Friends say Courtney has a violent history of being the aggressor.
I've seen her hit him. I've never seen him hit her.
But one neighbor says otherwise.
Not tell if it was open-handed or closed-handed, but he was swinging at her.
Before Obumseli was stabbed in the shoulder, police say there was a struggle. He died at the hospital.
My brother was so caring.
We heard from the Obumseli family Friday. They flew in from Houston, Texas.
He was a friend to everyone. Very caring, funny, very bright.
Investigators still trying to figure out if Clenny acted in self-defense, and in the past, police have showed up for disturbance calls at the couple's apartment. An attorney for Clenny said in a statement, clearly none of this was intended and Courtney is struggling mentally with the aftermath of what occurred that evening. This is a tragedy for all involved, but it was not criminal conduct. Courtney was defending herself, and the investigation will reveal exactly that. And so far, that IG model has not been charged or arrested. This remains an ongoing investigation. Here in Miami, I'm Joseph Ojo, Local 10 News.
Yeah, that's wild, man. That's crazy.
Right?
I think I heard about that one too, man. Actually, I did hear about that.
Yeah, well, there's been some developments.
Fans model and her boyfriend.
The woman was arrested, accused of stabbing him to death just 2 months later. NBC6 reporter Jamie Gorola is live in Miami with a closer look at that video and reaction from neighbors there. Jamie?
She just
Yeah, I spoke with a neighbor who was here in February, and he says he witnessed a scuffle between the couple. It was so loud that he pulled out his cell phone and recorded it. We're going to hear from him in just a moment. But also today, we learned that the OnlyFans model has 2 open warrants in 2 states. Meanwhile, her attorney is insisting that the killing was self-defense. Thursday night, the OnlyFans model accused of murdering her boyfriend appeared in court.
Your Honor, at this time, Ms. Clenny will waive her right to an extradition hearing.
Clenny arrested on a warrant while in rehab in Hawaii for the murder of Christian Obumseli in Miami in April. Clenny told a judge she would voluntarily allow officials to transport her to Florida to face her charges.
It was shocking because, you know, a lot of couples argue, a lot of couples do things and get into it, but not physical like that.
That was Clenny's former neighbor speaking exclusively to NBC6. He says he took this video in February, 2 months before the fatal stabbing. The video doesn't have audio, but the neighbor says he heard the couple from the 12th floor.
We just started hearing them arguing. And he started eating real quick, and, you know, she was being a little aggressive, trying to jump in the water.
This is more video of the couple in a fight released by the Miami-Dade state attorney. It shows Clenny slapping and beating Obumseli repeatedly in an elevator.
Such interactions appear to have caused Clenny and Christian to separate at various times.
The state attorney says this shows a pattern of violence in an unhealthy and unstable relationship that ended in murder. But Clenny's attorney says it's irrelevant and doesn't show what happened the day of the murder, a murder he says was in self-defense. A statement in part says, quote, the charging decision in this matter should have been made on the evidence of what occurred that evening in the apartment and nothing more. This is a case of self-defense, and the facts that will be presented at the trial will prove this. All right, those 2 open warrants are in Texas and California for intoxication and misdemeanor assault on a family member. Reporting live tonight in Edgewater, Jamie Garola, NBC6 News.
Where they finally locked her up after 4 months.
After 4 months, huh? I mean, how much time did she end up getting?
They just arrested her, right? They didn't.
Oh, they just arrested, so she hasn't been sentenced?
No, not yet. Not yet. But their active investigation had concluded after 4 months after, actually. They found her covered in his blood.
Mm-hmm.
Unbelievable. Just the fact that you see the footage, they're there, right? Like they detained her for 48 hours. But 4 months, and in the meantime, she's like a pariah. There's other footage of people finding her in hotels and being like, "Oh, you just killed your boyfriend. Like we saw you on TV or whatever, or on YouTube or streaming or whatever."
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, that's sending a bad message. You know, hopefully justice is served, and you know, she gets her time, because otherwise, I mean, there you see abusive relationships, right? I mean, I've seen, you know, a couple of abusive relationships. And I mean, they don't really escalate to this level to where someone loses their lives. But who's to say that a person doesn't see this, basically like what the results of this situation is, and take matters into their own hands and say, you know what, I'm just going to go ahead and do the same thing, because at the end of the day, this right, you know, if that were to take place, if you know she didn't get sentenced or any sort of jail time, then, you know, obviously at that point, it's safe to say that there's no consequences when you act out in such a manner. You know, and it sucks. And there are only videos of her, you know, being a perpetrator, like swinging on my man, you know, hitting him with the 2 pieces and everything. He balled up in the elevator like Jay-Z and and her sister and Solange, you know what I mean? So it could have reached a boiling point, you know, and maybe dude got tired of it and said, you know what, and hit her back, you know, which I guess in that case would be self-defense. But it's a terrible situation all around, and I continue to deal with an abusive partner, and I mean for both men and women, you know, I guess you don't really see it escalating to that point to where you could lose your life. And I hope other people, you know, get to, you know, see this video, like see us talking about it and take it as a lesson. Like, look, if you are in a situation like that, or if you know someone who is dealing with a similar situation, you know, tell them to leave, because this could be the result. You end up losing your life, and it just isn't worth it.
Absolutely, can't be worth it in any way, shape, or form, man. And it's sad that my man had to lose his life over it. But it's interesting, man. I want to ask you a question, because the first clip we saw, you know, you know, a woman aggressor, and you know, at what point do you retaliate?
I mean, personally, if it's me, if I'm being swung on by a female, like I might just try to run, man. Like I'm a big guy too, so it's like if I put my hands on a girl, I'm afraid of what might happen. You know what I mean? Like, you know, there's situations like you hear about guys socking a dude and killing him. You know, I can imagine again, you know, the effect or the impact that it happened on a female. Like if you're coming at me with a knife or something, you know, I'm probably going to try to, you know, just get away from the area. I think that's the smartest thing you could do. I mean, it's a lose-lose situation. Like if you're a man and you're quote unquote defending yourself against a woman, bro, like 9 times out of 10, the law is not trying to hear that, man. The cops are going to get called. They're going to see that she has some sort of bruise on her. It doesn't matter how many scratches or bruises you have on you. More than likely, like your punishment is probably going to be more severe. So to avoid that, I would just say, you might feel like a bitch in a moment, but I mean, it'd be the smarter thing to do. Just get out of Dodge. What do you think?
Man, I think it's crazy how, just thinking back to what you were saying, if they found him in her blood, like, would have held him for 2 days and let him go? I
Hell
highly,
no.
highly doubt it.
Hell no.
Highly doubt it. And there's I guess two sides to this too, right? Like, in a way, women do have a type of privilege that I think is like justified. Like, you don't hit them. Like that's like a a thing. As a man, it's like dishonorable. You don't want to be known for that. And
Yeah, it's definitely it's dishonorable to in my opinion, again, just because like we're the stronger sex, we're the more dominant sex. So, and we can deal with the pain. Like, I think that we are built to handle more pain. So, I mean, again, just kind of back out of the situation. It's a lose-lose on both fronts. Like, one, like, people aren't going to respect you for it. Like, you're not going to get any cool points for socking a woman. Like, my man over there in the Spirit Airlines, I don't think he got any cool points or any kind of street cred for going upside mommy head. Right or wrong.
Yeah, man, that's really never worth it at the end of the day. You actually better off just sprinting in the opposite direction.
That's all I'm saying, man. Just meet me, man. Just get up out of there, boy. Like, get away, man, because you're not gonna win. You're definitely gonna win with the law when they pull up on you.
Yeah, you can't win that battle, man. No, it's crazy if you're like in a relationship with the person and stuff. Then you have to, but for the guys out here listening, man, just like my man Big said, man, you gotta go. You gotta leave any type of situation like that. And ladies too. I mean, if it's getting out of hand, a man getting out of hand with his hands, man, you get protection.
Real talk.
Find protectors and counselors, of age that can help mitigate those situations if you're married to them or something, women, it's hard, I think, for them to protect themselves from men, so you got to get other men to protect you from other men. That's kind of, I guess that's how you access the privilege in a way.
Yeah.
But I guess especially with the first situation, Shorty was so masculine. It was like she like sacrificed her privilege to like be aggressive. I was like, that's mad weird. Like a lady would never.
Nah, that's interesting right there, man. Sacrificed her privilege, huh? The privilege that we give them. Yeah. I mean, the second you become masculine in any facet, you know what I mean? Whether it's, you out here, you're a boss lady, you making your own money, or you just being aggressive towards a guy, you just taking on these more modern masculine roles, right? That's pretty much acceptable now. And at that point, you kind of forfeit your privilege.
Next thing you know, you're trying to slap airline workers, like
yeah, exactly. Now you turning around running. You know what I mean? Because you realize you messed up. At the end of the day, men are men, and women are women, and hopefully she learned a lesson, man. She's not gonna go around, getting in dudes' faces and.
Yeah, he got his though.
Yeah, he got his lick. He definitely got his lick. I hope it was worth it because
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Shout out to my man. He got his lick in. Because I do kind of understand. Like, there was this viral video. And the boy was like, "How can she slap like the Indian boy?" He looked like she slapped him hard too. He slapped her back like with a similar and slightly, I guess, more venomous velocity. Like, it's like, how dare you?
She lived to fight another day. That's slap that.
So,
I don't condone it, but
But what we didn't see in that video though was the white knights that came after, right? I do, and
yeah,
the same
word
thing
after. Ain't want no smoke when it was going down.
yeah, right. You know, people get in his face like, yo, you gonna hit a woman, like hit me like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, but Bull was ready for the smoke though. He was like, yo, I'll fight anybody. Like, you're just not gonna. It was, you know, personally, like, if you're affronted in that situation, somebody slaps you in your face, it is like, it's like disrespectful. It's not meant to really kill you or nothing. It's supposed to like show, like, degrade you and intimidate you,
Right.
humiliate you, basically. So yeah, I totally understand where he's coming from, but you know, he's suspended now.
Oh, he's suspended. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So they didn't just go ahead and fire him. I mean, maybe they're able to justify it, you know, like she was the aggressor, like clearly when you look at the video.
I guess it doesn't really gel with company policy. Like,
I would imagine not, man.
In the handbook, it says, sorry. If this
like, yeah, yo, you only hit bitches back.
You better run like Roadrunner.
Right. Meet me, motherfuckers. Meet me. Real talk, man. Real talk. Did you have anything else that you wanted to add, man, before we close it out?
Man, watch out bodies out here, man. You know what I mean? Because you know, there's violence in the streets. So that's why we got hold ourselves down, man, because all kinds of different energies out there, man. I would never want to get caught in any of these type of situations, and I'm sad for the people that, well, really, you know, the one who got killed. That's that should be a warning to everyone who's in that type of situation. Really, all of these are warnings. And I hope that everybody heeds them.
Yeah, nah, absolutely, man. I agree. Yeah, I got a couple of things, man. One is, ladies, don't start fights with you know, dudes or people in general who work at Popeyes or Walmart or Spirit Airlines, you know. I would even say, look, don't even fly Spirit, bro. Like, save a couple of dollars, man. Fly Delta, you know. Yeah, I'm giving Delta a little plug, but you know, that's pretty much all I have to say, man. That's been our episode. Appreciate y'all rocking with the few. Hope y'all are able to you know, enjoy this and take away some gems. And on that note, we out.
I'm gonna find me some new.